Thank you very much, Jim Blaney. We are here at Redbird Arena, and the enthusiasm is infectious. A good crowd on hand. They've already broken the record for the Class A tournament. And welcome back. You saw the semifinals earlier. Now we've got the big final for you. Two teams with fine pedigrees. Both have been here before. Both have won, and this is going to be quite a match, Bridget.
And it sure will. Carlyle looking to defend their state championship, and on the other hand, Teutopolis looking to dethrone the state champs. And nobody on Carlyle or Teutopolis will forget 2 years ago when then sophomore Maria Niebrugge had a last-second shot to defeat Carlyle in the state championship.
Well, Maria Niebrugge is now a senior. She's got a fine supporting cast around her, but she is the one who makes this team go.
No question about it. Niebrugge averaging over 20 points in these playoffs, and Carlyle comes into tonight's game on a roll. Courtney Smith led the Lady Indians with 25 points and 8 rebounds in the rout earlier today over Warsaw.
Well, there is Courtney Smith. She needs 31 points tonight to become the all-time playoff high scorer, but she's got other things on her mind. She wants to get that second straight state championship. Let's go to the public address announcer, Jeff Fretson. We'll get the starting lineup.
5'8" senior, number 30, Christina Sahi. From Carlisle, a 5'8" freshman, number 24, Jessica Robert. For Teutopolis, number 40, a 6' senior, number 40, Maria Niebrugge. For Carlisle, a 5'8" senior, number 34, Erin Knuff. For Teutopolis, number 52, a 5'11" sophomore, Kayla Blummer. And for Carlisle, a 5'10" senior, number 42, Leslie Dumsdorf. Teutopolis is coached by Dennis Custer in his 15th year with a record of 417 wins and 34 losses. Carlisle is coached by Angie Gardini in her 4th year with a record of 112 and 13. Your officials this evening: from Hardin, Jim Johnson, and from
are looking for a wonderful rematch from 2 years ago. Let's check in on the sidelines. Our Eric Collins is there. Eric?
Well, Mike, a chance for Carlisle to make some history tonight. Carlisle has a chance to be a repeat champion. That's only happened 3 times in girls single-A basketball here in Illinois. 3 teams, you ask? Well, you got Quincy Notre Dame, you got Carthage, and lo and behold, you have Teutopolis. Teutopolis actually is the only 3-time winner. So obviously some heady company that Carlisle is looking to join. Mike, looking for some good action today.
Let's check in with the Country Company starting lineups. First for Teutopolis, they'll be the visiting team in dark. Swinglers, Sahi at the guards, the 2 Niebrugges and Blumsdorf. Then Knuff, Pustetti, Smith, Robert, and Dunsdorf. Here we go. We're underway, and Sarah Niebrugge controls the tempo, gives it to cousin Maria. Immediately, Carlisle is in a zone, and they like to stay there. This is Sahi at guard. Maria Niebrugge. Sahi hit a critical free throw in the semifinals to ice that win over Newman. Niebrugge gets a screen from Blummer. Swingler.
Swingler only 1 bucket earlier today in the win. Already a bucket in the early moments here.
Very important basket for Teutopolis. If their guards can connect, this team will have a much better chance. The guard shot a combined 1 for 16. And there's a 3-pointer by Erin Knuff. 3-2, and the turnover comes right to us.
Well, that was the key in Carlisle's victory last year in the state championship. It wasn't only Courtney Smith who played well. Erin Knuff, Leslie Dumsdorf really had a strong games, both hitting from the outside.
We saw Dennis Custer on the bench, 15 years at the same location. Niebrugge tried to make her move to the baseline. Big rebound by Dumsdorf. Trying to force the ball in was Pustetti, and the turnover goes back to Teutopolis. Early stages here, 6:35 to go, first quarter. Teutopolis trails 3-2. Sahi from just inside the arc. Maria Niebrugge with the offensive board. Blummer trying to fight her way through, and she gets tied up nicely by Courtney Smith.
Blummer received the post pass from Maria Niebrugge. The mistake she made, though, she kept it low. Needs to keep it above her head. You've got a player like Courtney Smith guarding you.
Possession arrow goes to Carlyle. So the Lady Indians have the ball and the 1-point lead. 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go. First quarter. Inside it goes, and a turnaround for Courtney Smith, her first two.
Nice job by Smith. She faked it middle and used a spin move and took Sarah Niebrugge to the baseline.
Three-quarter trap causes the turnover. Coming through and laying it in is Knuff. Erin Knuff now with 5. And very quickly a 5-point lead for Carlyle. Swingler. Both teams like to play the zone. Sehi coming through. Niebrugge coming in. Maria Niebrugge is on the board. She averages 20. That's her first bucket.
So far, T-Town doing a nice job of penetrating Carlisle's 2-3 zone.
Jessica Roberts, she is a freshman, number 24. Very confident. Played an outstanding semifinal. 13 points, all in the first half. Blummer on the baseline. Check it, it's Dumstor. And Leslie Dumstor, 5'10" senior, gets her first bucket. Swingler again. So Jennifer Swingler, 2 for 2. And it's a 3-point lead for Carlyle.
T-Town mixing up their defense a little bit. 2-3 and then a 1-3-1.
Count the 3. Shot by Hustedy. 12-6, 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Fast-paced first quarter so far. Swingler's had the hot hand.
And she still has a hot hand. Maria Niebrugge penetrated the defense a little bit, brought Swingler's offender to her, and then hit Swingler where she hit the open jumper.
5'9" junior now has 6. Shooting on fire for both teams. Carlyle 5 for 5.
You don't know if that's good shooting or bad defense.
Now they've been hitting their shots. Looking up as Knuff can't get a Courtney Smith router. So the first miss from the field for Carlyle. Here comes Maria Niebrugge right down the center. Sehi and back to Maria. From 3. Blummer with the offensive board. Sehi. Christina Sehi averages 5. She's got 2. So the guards have 8 points already, which is more than they scored in the semifinal all told.
And more important, they're taking the burden off Maria Niebrugge. She only has 2 points so far, and T-Town's only down 2 points.
Knuff missing the 3 badly, but Carlyle gets the turnover. Knuff getting it in low to Smith. And Courtney Smith moving so well on the low block, has 4. Under 3 minutes to go, a 4-point lead, and the trap by Carlyle. There is Sarah Niebrugge, outstanding on the boards in the semifinal.
T-Town showing a lot of patience on offense.
Swingler's got the open dot. Not this time. And we get a foul underneath. And it will go the other way against T-Town.
I believe the foul on Maria Niebrugge.
Niebrugge gets her first personal into the game. Meanwhile is Michelle Donahue. She comes in for Carlyle, and now we take a timeout. 2:30 to go. It's a 4-point game. Fast-paced first quarter. There you see the Teutopolis huddle. Dennis Kester, the coach, talking to his team. They held Sterling Newman to 10 points in the entire first half. Carlisle's already scored 14. Their huddle and their coach, Angie Garadini, 4 years, 3 state finals. And 1 championship, looking for 2. Those shooting numbers are outstanding. And we know both these teams play defense, so I guess Bridges got to be good shooting. Knopf missing from high above the arc.
The key is that both teams have been penetrating the lanes and finding the open seams.
Maria Niebrugge with the takeaway. Maria driving baseline. 4 for Maria Niebrugge.
Well, what's happening to Carlyle right now is that coming into the game, I think they were focusing a little bit on Maria Niebrugge, and then you turn around and you've got Jennifer Swingler hits a couple quick buckets. He's shown that she's shooting well from the outside. Now, who do we focus on when Maria Niebrugge is not the only weapon?
Donahoe missing the 3. Swingler comes down with the rebound, and breaking the press are the Lady Shoes. Maria Niebrugge again. Swingler looking inside Blummer. The sophomore, 5'11", Kayla Blummer.
T-Town really just displaying crisp passing right now. Niebrugge to Swingler to Blummer down low.
4 of the 5 starters for T-Town have already scored. We're tied at 14, a minute 15 to go first quarter. Carlyle setting up its offense now. Donahoe, the freshman, Robert. In low to Dunstorf, but couldn't handle the pass. Under a minute here, first quarter. First chance for T-Town to take the lead. Nice steal by Knopf. Ahead Smith. Courtney Smith. 6 points for Courtney Smith. She doesn't have a long range in her shot, but the way she moves, she doesn't need one. 6 points all from inside and a 2-point lead with 30 seconds to go first quarter for Carlyle. Swingler gets a screen from Sarah Niebrugge. Here's Maria from the top of the key. And Maria Niebrugge gets the offensive rebound. And the foul, it'll go against Smith.
That's twice now Maria Niebrugge has fouled or missed and got the offensive rebound.
Maria Niebrugge listed as 6 feet, maybe a little shorter than that, but a very, very solid player. For Courtney Smith, her first personal foul. And both these players are going to be teammates next year at Southern Illinois. Both have signed, and they will be going to school as Salukis. Knopf on the steal. Can't control it. And it will be
it's like
T-Town ball. Just under 10 seconds to go. No substitutions for T-Town so far.
And they're not
Here
showing
comes
any
Niebrugge getting the pick. Maria with 6 at the buzzer, and we are tied at 16. Both teams head to their benches. We'll pick up second quarter action. First a break. There are your Shoes supporters, or at least maybe, if you will, the lunatic fringe. No, don't say that. Be kind. Enthusiasm runs rampant here as we start the second quarter, tied at 16. Teutopolis, the champ 2 years ago. Carlyle in white, the champ from last year, looking for 2 in a row. Maria Niebrugge cross the court to Sehi. Back it comes Swingler. Maria Niebrugge again as they work the screen from Blummer. Sehi thought about it. Niebrugge will take it.
T-Town's running their offense to perfection right now. Blummer gave Niebrugge a screen. Niebrugge came off it, swung it back to Sehi, who got the return pass and hit the jumper.
Just the way the coaches draw it up on the board. So the first lead, 18-16 for Teutopolis. Carlyle freshman Jessica Robert. Into Courtney Smith, double team, doesn't matter. So both Courtney Smith and Maria Niebrugge have 8 points for their respective teams. Here's Maria looking for cousin Sarah. Starting to drive, she is fouled inside, and if that's Courtney Smith, that's number 2. It goes without saying, what Carlyle does not need is to have Courtney Smith in foul trouble. Non-shooting foul, ball out of bounds.
They only go 6 deep, too.
Say he had to pick up the dribble, taken away by Knuff. Knuff has quick hands, coasts in. Aaron Knuff now with 7. All alone, Blummer. Caleb Blummer, the sophomore, with 4. Tied at 20. Stick around. This is going to be something. It already is. Husteady.
T-Town in a 2-3, blocking wherever Courtney Smith goes, though.
Husteady with the drive. Taken away by Blummer. Here comes Maria Niebrugge pushing the ball up. Carlyle almost with the steal. Swingler. Maria again as the zone shifts. Swingler was hot early. Doesn't take this one. Niebrugge from the top of the key for 3, short. And good hustle by Swingler to keep the ball for T-Town. Sahi just inside the 3-point line. Sarah Niebrugge with the left hand.
Well, Sarah was so crucial the earlier win. 12 points earlier today, 8 rebounds. Not only was she player of the game, but she really was a lot of the reason for T-Town's success.
The only left-handed starter converts, and now all 5 Lady Shoes have scored. Knuff again. Not this time. Teutopolis with the 2-point lead on the ball. 4:38 to go in the first half. Swingler picking up the dribble. Niebrugge to Niebrugge. Here's Maria. She has got a patent on that pull-up jump shot. 10 points. Biggest lead for T-Town. Smith about as outside as you'll ever see her. Knuff, who likes to fire that 3-pointer. She's their leading 3-point shooter. Hasn't hit one tonight. Coming in, Courtney Smith. And let's correct that. Knuff, of course, has that first 3 of the ball game. 24-22. Teutopolis the lead here. Maria. Sahi. Very aggressive zone. And the cross-court pass almost disastrous for T-Town. Swingler underneath. And Swingler would hit 3 pull-up jumpers. Now goes inside.
That's what she's known for. More of a slasher than anything else.
Timeout. Carlyle. 3:22 to go. They trail by 4. Edgy Gherardini not happy. The cheerleaders. Let's go to Eric Collins.
Well, thanks, Mike. One thing we may want to pay attention to as this game is still pretty tight is the big old 3-ball. One of the biggest differences between these two teams is the way that they shoot the 3-point shot. Teutopolis just simply doesn't do it. Only attempted 43 pointers throughout the course of the year. Now, Carlyle and others on the other end, they butter their bread with it. Aaron Knuff made 32 out of 98 in the regular season. She's already made 1 so far today, so we'll have to keep an eye on that as the game progresses. Mike, back to you.
All right, Eric, thank you. There is Eric Knuff. Down low to Leslie Dunstorf. Husteady. Good ball movement. And underneath, as Dunstorf makes her move, she is fouled by Kayla Blummer.
Well, Dunstorf took it baseline, and Blummer came over to help.
Got mostly ball, but the body as well. First foul on the sophomore Blummer there. He is Dennis Kester. His team up 4. As Dunstorf misses her first free throw, she is a pretty good free throw shooter, over 70%.
The one thing where T-Town definitely has the advantage so far is in rebounding. Carlyle shooting well, but they're not getting a lot of shot opportunities. T-Town, they're getting a lot of second, third shots. And gives you more chance to make them if you get that many chances.
Carlyle with the pressure after Dunstorf split the 2 free throws. Cuts the lead to 3. Teutopolis now with some open floor. And coming in and getting her basket, Elizabeth Ordner. The third guard in the rotation, and she scores right off the bat.
Well, whatever those guards had between the break of the last game and now, I think Carlyle wants it. Because they couldn't hit a thing earlier today.
28-23, a 5-point lead for Teutopolis. Carlyle working the offense. Kristen Hustedy goes cross court. She's got it back now. Fires up the 3. And Hustedy with her second 3. She's got a total of 6.
That's good ball movement by Carlyle that time. They really forced T-Town to run at them. Made them work on D, and they got the open man.
Lazy pass, and Dunsdorf comes away with the turnover, but she herself throws it away. Hustedy tried to save it, couldn't do it. 1:44 to go, and Teutopolis will get the ball back.
Nieberge tries to get it to Swingler, but there goes Dunsdorf, and she ended up throwing it away.
Carlyle 6 points off the T-Town turnovers. T-Town hasn't converted off the Lady Indians yet. Maria missing. Sarah underneath couldn't control it. And the ball goes back to Carlyle. 1:28 to go. And still a 2-point lead for T-Town. Donahoe comes in, and Knupp comes out for Carlyle. Aaron with 7 points for the Lady Indians. Courtney Smith got inside but couldn't finish. And here comes Nieberge. She really plays the equivalent of a point forward role, much the same way Scottie Pippen does on the Bulls. They want her handling the ball. There's a turnover as Swingler took steps. Dennis Kester, one of the most quotable coaches you'll ever meet. Turnovers again, 8 for T-Town, 4 for Carlyle. Under a minute to go here in the first half. The freshman missing.
T-Town has really controlled the boards.
Now the Lady Shoes set up for the final shot. Clock at 30 seconds and counting.
And they have a box and 1, freshman Jessica Robert on Maria Nieberge, while the rest of Carlyle plays a 2-2 zone.
Now Donahoe comes out to challenge. 15 seconds. Teutopolis leading by 2. 8 seconds, you see the clock. Good look underneath, Blummer. Kayla Blummer on the excellent feed. Good if it goes, but doesn't draw iron. So, an upset in the making, at least for the first half. We'll go to halftime now with Teutopolis leading 30-26. Let's go over to Eric Collins. He's got Dennis Kester.
Well, we do have Dennis Kester right over here. Dennis, you guys had 36 all last game. You guys have 30 points at halftime right now. Did you guys do anything or eat anything you need to tell me about?
Well, you know, this state championship, you can't get kids up for this. I don't know what you can get them up for. Kids are just going out there to play loose and have fun, and that's all I can ask for them out of this here ball game. If we continue to play like this, and you know, both teams are playing great basketball. It's just a great, well-played basketball game right now.
We wish all the best of luck in the second half. You guys can keep it up. That's Dennis Kester. We're going to send it back over to Mike Liederman and Bridget. Guys.
Thank you, Eric. We'll be back with halftime activities in a few minutes. We'll see you in a bit. Thanks, Jim. Let's quickly check the highlights as the Lady Shoes of T-Town are leading by 4. Carlyle in the first quarter getting on the board quickly, and Courtney Smith, the player inside, does it all.
Baseline drive by Smith, 2 of her 10 points in the first half. And here, Erin Knupp just picks Jennifer Swingler's pocket for the lefty layup.
7 points for Knupp.
And then it's Knupp to Smith, down low for the bucket.
Teutopolis, well, they came to play, certainly, as the cliche goes, and she did big time. Maria.
Wouldn't be highlights if you didn't have Maria Nieberge. There she comes off the screen for the open jumper.
Tied after the first quarter into second quarter action. Once again, it's Smith, and once again, she's underneath. Courtney Smith with 10 points. And meanwhile, here's a quick feed. Down it comes to the
Sahina Blummer.
Quickly, you can see the field goal percentage outstanding. 65% for T-Town, 58% for Carlyle. Rebounds big for T-Town. That has to be the most telling statistic right there, as the Lady Shoes are pounding those boards, even though they are not taking care of the ball. We will be back as we take a look at the Ameritech statistics, and looking now at the third and fourth place trophies being awarded, and we'll bring you the second half action in just a minute of the first place game. Both teams warming up for the start of the second half. Teutopolis leading the defending state champion Carlyle Lady Indians 30-26. Let's check out what's going on with Eric Collins.
Thanks, Mike. We're here with Angie Garardini. Angie, what do you say to your team? You're undefeated. You just told me you've never trailed at halftime before. What do you say to your team in the locker room?
No, I mean, I never, mentioned that to them. They know the things that need to be done in the game that we didn't do in the first half, and as a result of that, I think that's the reason why we're behind. But hopefully in the second half, we changed some things and made some adjustments, and hope those things work for us.
You think it's more defense-oriented than the problem in the offense?
I think so. I think we play better defensive effort, and I think we'll be fine.
Okay, Angie, we look forward to talking to you later. Take care. Good luck. Mike, how about we send it back to you for the second half action?
All right,
Sir.
Eric, thanks very much. Both teams have been shooting the lights out. 65% for Teutopolis. There's the Carlyle huddle. They've been shooting at 58%. Angie Garardini, very low-key as a coach.
She can't have too many problems with the way Carlisle is performing offensively. It's the rebounding that has been the difference. Teutopolis, 5 offensive rebounds. Carlisle, 4 total. I think that's the story in itself.
Earlier this evening, Sterling Newman, the Comets, in their first trip downstate, took home the third-place trophy, winning the game just prior to this against Warsaw. Warsaw finishing 4th. So congratulations to Mike Poposi and the Comets. Meanwhile, a new Class A record for attendance here at Redbird Arena, close to 21,000, including 5,100 here for the final tonight. Leading scorers of both teams and the leading rebounders, with Blummer a big 5 so far. And this is Dunsdorf right away. Leslie Dunsdorf brings her team within 2. Sahi for T-Town. Picking up the dribble and throwing it away. Right in front of the coach. Not what you want to do. Dennis Kester noting it, saying take it easy, settle down. Carlyle with a chance to tie. Dunsdorf outside. Husteady into Knuff. Tipped out by Maria Niebrugge.
T-Town in a matchup zone right now. Whoever Courtney Smith is, T-Town's trailing her a little bit, but they're still matching up.
Jessica Robert. Smith underneath. Good look underneath, but Dunsdorf gets it back. No shot. Here's Smith coming through. And Courtney Smith takes it strong to the hoop, and she is fouled by Kayla Blummer. Blummer second.
Smith had the ball on the perimeter, not where she likes it. Took it into the middle of the lane, and double pump got Kayla Blummer in the air, and Smith drew the foul.
Well, if Courtney Smith has a weakness, it's at the line where she shoots barely 50%. So, of course, she shows us who's boss and scores her 11th point. She leads all.
You say one thing, she does the other. That's how it works usually.
Now an even dozen, and we're tied at 30. Crowd has been into this one. Both sides well represented here. Swingler with Sahi in the backcourt. Up high, Maria Niebrugge on the high post. Now she'll go down low. And Blummer underneath, and she is stuffed by Dunsdorf. And Smith loses it out of bounds. It'll go back to T-Town. Excellent play by Leslie Dunsdorf, and we'll see it here. All ball. Meanwhile, Teutopolis takes a timeout. They have yet to score here in the third quarter. We are tied at 36:42 to go. A reminder, March Madness continues next week. The Class AA Girls Championships. The semifinals will bring them to you starting at 11. And then the championship at 8:30 in the evening. All live right here on Sports Channel. Mike Liederman along with Bridget Toomey, Dave Turner, our Sports Channel crew in the truck. And here we go, tied at 30 as Teutopolis looking to get on the board here in the second half. Maria Niebrugge up high. Christina Sehi, double team. Blummer gets it over to Swingler, and Swingler in trouble in the lane. And she's going to be called for 3 seconds. Well, Carlyle is tightening the screws. The defensive pressure right now. 3 trips and no points in the second half for T-Town.
They are. They're cutting off the middle. They're not allowing T-Town the penetration they were able to have in the first half.
Big edge and turnovers in favor of Carlyle. Under 6 minutes to go. Tied at 30. Courtney Smith up. So 32-30, back in the lead. The Carlyle Lady Indians. And we get a foul. No, a violation. On the line, Teutopolis.
Well, I think as this third quarter wears on, I'd be surprised if you see the ball in anybody but Maria Niebrugge's hands. And here you see none other than Courtney Smith, the up and under move for the right-handed bucket.
Elizabeth Ordner, number 20, comes in for Teutopolis. Swingler sits down. Carlyle has scored the only 6 points in this period. Dubsdorf with the fake, and back out it comes. Jessica Robert. Now we got a foul over the back. Sarah Niebrugge. Sarah, who is instrumental in cutting off the inside game of Sterling Newman, commits her first foul. Enough to Robert, and Robert for 3. Big rebound for Blummer. And in the backcourt, she is fouled by Dunsdorf. For Leslie, that's her first. Check it, it'll go on Hustedy. For Kristen, her first. Non-shooting foul. Garandini working the referees, the officials, Jim Johnson, Alan Merriman getting the earful from Angie. Donahue is in now, number 33. Playing the right side of that zone, and we get a whistle.
Looks like Erin Knuff is hurt.
And Alan Merriman, the official, is calling for the ball. Meanwhile, there is Erin, and we're checking to see what the problem might be. Seems to be okay.
Don't know if it's just a case of her getting the wind knocked out of her or what.
We couldn't tell. So inbounding Teutopolis. 5 minutes, 5 seconds to go. They trail by 2. Inside, Blummer is tied up by Donahue. And Teutopolis retains possession with the possession arrow going to the shoes. Little confusion there, but it is Teutopolis ball. 4:59 to go, third quarter. Class A Girls Championship game. Out it comes to Kayla Blummer. This is Ordner. Sehi has the zone. Cutting off options here. Blummer is down low, but they can't get the ball into it. And Knuff has been shadowing Niebrugge with a box and one.
Knuff sticking to her like glue.
Everybody else is playing his own. Knuff is playing Maria Niebrugge. Sehi. Teutopolis being very patient, but Carlyle dogged on defense.
To their credit, T-Town's not rushing things.
They've had the ball nearly a minute.
Trying to wear the Carlyle defense down.
Sehi over to Maria Niebrugge inside. And we got a foul. And that's Courtney Smith's third.
Well, Niebrugge found Blummer open down low. Smith caught on the reach.
Well, it is the third foul on Courtney Smith. And Blummer has that tendency, as you noted, to keep the ball low, which could be a problem. But there she got away with it. Robert, the freshman, comes in. Knuff goes out.
Now Carlyle back in a 2-3 zone.
And Blummer connects. 8 points for Kayla Blummer. We're tied at 32. Now it's time for the T-Town zone. This is Donahue. Rhoda Smith, and she's immediately doubled up. It doesn't matter. Courtney Smith, what a move.
Nice help by Maria Niebrugge, just not enough.
16 points for Courtney Smith. Say he had to pick up her dribble, but T-Town gets the ball across midcourt. 3:10 to go here. 2-point lead for Carlyle.
One thing you'll notice, the T-Town guards are not looking for their shot quite the way they did in the first half, where they experienced a lot of success.
And it goes triple team. Maria Niebrugge gets it anyway. She's got a dozen. That was nothing but pure strength and perseverance. Niebrugge had 3 players around her and still came up for the bucket. The shooting continues to be good, better than good. Both teams. Good entry pass down low, and Dunsdorf gets her second basket of the second half.
Husted, found Dunsdorf coming off the screen.
Carlyle with the full court pressure. Blummer ahead of the field. And Smith saw her 4th foul potentially and backed off at the last minute. Kayla Blummer broke out several times like that during the semifinal. Used it effectively there. Tied at 36. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Smith up high. 3-point try. A steady missile. Running now. T-Town. Slowing it up. Maria Niebrugge. Swingler gets the shot.
Well, she hasn't cooled down since the first half. She had 8 crucial points, 3 baskets on outside shots, and 1 drive. And she's definitely a player T-Town would like to see more involved in the offense. 5
out of 6 from the field for Swingler. Big points. T-Town by 2. The Lady Shoes with 1:20 to go here in the third quarter. Smith inside over Blummer.
You just throw it in her area, and she comes away with the ball and able to get a shot off. Unbelievable.
Courtney Smith with muscle. Blummer at 5'11", handling the ball. Sahi has got Maria Niebrugge rolling down. Once again, it's Swingler. Jennifer Swingler with 12.
Stepping up like only the senior knows how.
40 seconds to go. Carlyle with the ball, trailing by 2, third quarter. Setting up, it appears, for 1 shot. Again, with no clock, you can do it. Now, without being challenged, Carlyle can just hold the ball. See the time ticking down as Hustady now starts to make a move on Sahi. Almost deflected, or almost taken away by Swingler. Still Carlyle ball. 5,100 people sound more like 20,000. Here is Robert. There's your clock. Dunsdorf. Time running down. This will not count. Online, but a little short. So, we've got 8 minutes to go, I say, in regulation in this one. Teutopolis with a 2-point lead. We'll be back. Well, the crowd's into it. The third runner-up in the Dennis Rodman lookalike contest for one as we begin the fourth quarter. Carlyle with the ball, undefeated, trailing by 2, been out-rebounded badly by T-Town. The entry pass knocked away, but Carlyle saves.
Mike, Carlyle only had 1 rebound in that whole third quarter. Unbelievable.
What was it, 4 for the game, 5 for the game?
5 for the game, 4 in the first half.
The Teutopolis zone. Dunstorf gets it back to Knuff.
Carlyle not quite as active in their offense right now. Not getting the kind of movement I think they would like to work the T-Town defense. T-Town able to sit back in that 2-3 zone.
And now they try to go inside. Sarah Niebrugge was there. And last kick by Teutopolis, so Carlyle will inbound. 7 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. The entry pass to Smith, the look in and take it away. That back door had been there, but that time Teutopolis ready and waiting.
So tough to make a post-to-post pass and not have a defender in the passing lane.
Sarah Niebrugge loses it inside. The turnover again. 3-on-2 for T-Town. Blummer. 12 points for Kayla Blummer. A 4-point lead for the Lady Shoes. Knuff for 3. Rebound Donahue. Again the rebound. This time it's Smith, and Courtney Smith is there. Well, 2 big misses, but couple of offensive rebounds, and that very critical for Carlyle, and a big opportunity miss for Teutopolis, giving Carlyle 3 shots at the basket. Coming up to the 6-minute mark, the entry pass inside, short this time. And here come the Lady Indians with a chance to tie or take the lead. Donahue for 3. High rebound again, offensive rebound. Smith will get it back to Hustede. Smith again, one-on-one with Niebrugge.
Carlisle's getting the opportunities. They're good shots, open looks. They're just not falling right now.
Under 5.5 to go. The Class A championship on the line. Jessica Robert getting set to come in for Carlyle. 2 teams with very tight, very patient zones. Off the ball. Sehi missing. Sarah Niebrugge missing. Again, this time it's Maria Niebrugge, and she is fouled underneath. Teutopolis gets the offensive rebounds now. And once again, it is Courtney Smith. And this is her 4th.
Sehi gets the shot off. Sarah Niebrugge there for the offensive board. Maria Niebrugge there to get Sarah's miss. Now she's going to the line for 2.
5:05 to go, and Courtney Smith has got 4 fouls. Maria Niebrugge gets the roll. 13 for Maria.
You'd have to wonder, too, if on the defensive end, T-Town tries to play Courtney Smith straight up with the possibility of drawing an offensive foul, because she goes to the hoop very strong.
Biggest lead for the Lady Shoes at 4. Well, you know, defensively, they're going to come right at her next trip down the floor. You can hide in the zone, but only to a point. Underneath, good play, entry to Dunstorf. 6 points. This half, 9 for the game. Maria Niebrugge answers right back. 16 for Maria.
You can see the look in Maria Niebrugge's eyes. No way I'm going to lose this game. I want to go out on top.
Good entry to Dunstorf again. 11 points for Dunstorf.
T-Town doing a nice job on Courtney Smith, but got to get somebody on Dunstorf.
Sehi now. Throws it away. Does Blummer. And very quickly they tell the sophomore, take it easy, don't worry, we'll be okay. We've got timeout on the floor. 4:07 to go, the Lady Shoes with a 2-point lead. Let's go to Eric Collins.
Well, Mike, it should be noted that Carlyle has been in so very few tight ball games. They've actually, the closest game was a 3-point victory over Chicago Marshall. That was back in the beginning of January. Everything else has been virtually a blowout. So you have to wonder how they're going to handle this situation, a tight game coming down the stretch. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Mike, back to you.
Good point. Knauf missing a 3. Smith underneath and ties it up. No, she doesn't. Now she gets another shot. 2 in close, and we get the ball tied up. Courtney Smith, a rare miss inside.
Very uncharacteristic for her. Smith gets the offensive board, goes up with it. Couldn't get it on the first one, couldn't get it on the second, and Blummer draws the jump ball.
Angie Gardini is up and screaming on the Carlyle bench. Inside, Niebrugge, and she misses in close on the feed. But a foul. And the foul is going to go against Maria over the back, crashing the boards.
Actually, Carlyle had a tough test in the super sectional against Carmine. It was tied midway through the third quarter, and it was very tight throughout, and eventually they did break away for that 14-point lead, or 14-point victory.
3 minutes, 20 seconds to go, a 2-point lead. Meanwhile, it's now a 1-point deficit as Hustedy hits her third basket, her third 3. Carlyle by 1. Sahi. Almost a 5-second count there. 3 minutes to go. Teutopolis leading most of the game, now trails. As Swingler is short, rebound again, and a foul underneath. This time it's Dunsdorf committing the foul, and Leslie's second.
Swingler goes up with the shot. Kayla Blummer keeps it alive, and Sarah Niebrugge goes up for the offensive putback and fouled by Dunsdorf.
Big free throws for sure. Sarah Niebrugge barely makes 1 out of 2. Nailing that one. Not pretty, but boy, it went right in.
The key that time for T-Town on offense was the fact that they kept the ball alive. The tips, they're coming away with the ball, and they're drawing Carlyle fouls.
Tied at 47. 2:50 left on the clock. Here's Courtney Smith. Remember, she's got 4 fouls. Hustedy. And Hustedy with a 2. She's hit 5 straight. 11 points for Kristen. And a 2-point lead for Carlyle. Picked up by Maria Niebrugge. Over to Swingler. Swingler can't get through the middle. Sahi's been quiet. Here's Swingler again, open. Sarah Niebrugge crashes the board, but Hustedy coming away with it. And the foul in the backcourt. It'll go against Kayla Blummer. Blummer's third. Dennis Kester calls a timeout. Well, situation, 2 minutes, 17 seconds on the clock. Carlyle trailing most of the second half.
The key for T-Town right now is that Carlisle's hurting them with players other than Courtney Smith. Dunsdorf has had some putbacks down low, getting some good post position. Then, of course, Hustedy. She hits the 3, then she comes down in the next position and gets a 2. And that's where Carlyle stands right now. They have a 2-point advantage. If you're Dennis Custer right now, you tell your team, relax, don't worry about it. Play under control on offense, and we just need to pick up the defense.
And there is Courtney Smith on the Carlyle bench. There's Dennis Custer talking to the T-Town bench. Our producer-director for March Madness, Dave Turner. Associate producer, Doug Stanton. Our graphics coordinator this evening and this morning, Matt Luke. Production manager, Sheila Brown. Remote facilities provided by Trio Video of Chicago. And, of course, special thanks to David Fry and everyone in the IHSA. Angie Gardini, she went to Carlyle High School. She was the all-time leading scorer at Carlyle High School until Courtney Smith came along and broke her coach's record. So what do you think of that? Well, she'll take it just fine, thank you. Now Courtney Smith trying to go out in a blaze of glory with 2 straight state titles. Carlyle with the ball and a 2-point lead. Teutopolis has other ideas about who's going to win this thing. 2-point ball game. Carlyle going to make T-Town come out of the zone or at least come out deep. Now they do.
But T-Town doesn't want to fall.
Here's Courtney Smith outside for the rare time. Under 2 minutes now. And they tie up Smith between Swingler and Sahi, so the foul will go on Swingler. Still a non-shooting foul. First foul. Here's Jessica Robert feeding it through. Player underneath. Dunstorf. Good pass, but they'll take it out. 1:35 to go. A 2-point lead for Carlyle. And a foul again. This will be the last non-shooting foul, the 6th. As Swingler commits her second. So the next foul will be a shooting foul for Carlyle, a 1-and-1. Unless, of course, it's in the act. Here's Smith. And she will go to the line. Courtney Smith just took the ball and went. And she was hit and brought down hard by Sarah Niebrugge. Timeout to Teutopolis. Courtney Smith will go to the line for 2. Angie Gherardini.
Going over the game plan for Carlyle right now is hopefully Smith will make the 2 free throws. If not, you just want to play tough defense on the other end and keep the ball out of Maria Niebrugge's hands, because as we talked about in the pregame, Carlyle knows very well how much Maria Niebrugge can come back to hurt them.
All right, Dennis Custer has got the huddle. Meanwhile, co-players of the game have to be the 2 of them. Courtney Smith for Carlyle and Maria Niebrugge for Teutopolis. They'll be teammates next year, but they're on opposite sides of the ball right now, and both of them have led 2 outstanding teams in this state final. So our congratulations from all of us here and from Wendy's, our co-players of the game, Maria Niebrugge of Teutopolis and Courtney Smith of Carlyle. There's the T-Town bench. Both these teams and several of these players have already won a state championship. Carlyle, 4 starters back from a team that won last year. They're undefeated this year. Here's Courtney Smith. 2 years ago, Teutopolis on a last-second shot by Maria Niebrugge defeated Carlyle. Just cold, right down. Ordner comes in. Sarah Niebrugge comes out. They're going to need some offense down the other end of the floor. It's a 3-point game. And Maria Niebrugge is fouled. Not a shooting foul, however. Hustedy commits the foul, 2nd for Kristen. Again, a non-shooting foul. So still a 1-possession game with 1:15 to go. Sahi, Swingler, down low, Blummer. Here is Maria, the person they want to have the ball. Swingler, 1 minute to go, trailing by 3. Maria Niebrugge, and she is fouled.
Tremendous patience T-Town showed on that possession. They didn't rush things. They're down 3, less than a minute to go, and Swingler's able to find Niebrugge cutting across the lane, and Niebrugge goes up with a jumper and is just pretty much hacked, to say the least, by Dunstorf.
3rd foul on Leslie Niebrugge. 2 trips to the line, made them both. Just like that, no hesitation, nothing, just right down the chute. Doesn't get the roll that time. And Carlyle comes away. 50 seconds to go. They clear it to Robert. And Robert gets it to Smith. Dunstorf wisely takes it out. 40 seconds to go. And Sarah Niebrugge fouls Hustedy. 2-point ball game. Second foul on Sarah Niebrugge. And we'll get another timeout here. Hustedy hasn't gone to the line tonight. She is a 75% free throw shooter, and she can make this a 2-possession ball game.
But the key for T-Town is that they didn't foul Courtney Smith. The clutch performer, you have to imagine she'd at least stick one of the 2 shots, whereas Hustedy, Dennis Custer's hoping that possibly the pressure will get to her a little bit, and I think he's putting in the game plan if she makes one or misses. And if she misses, I think T-Town's going to go to the other end of the floor, put the ball in Marie Niebrugge's hands, and hope that she can work some of that magic that works so well for her as a sophomore.
Well, if you like this, and who doesn't, we'll have more of the same for you next weekend. The girls class AA. Saturday, the championships. We'll have the semifinals starting at 11 a.m. and the championship game in class AA at 8:30 right here again at Redbird Arena. We hope you will join us as we continue March Madness on Sports Channel all through the next 4 weekends. That's the timeout situation. Teutopolis has none. Carlyle with 3. And here is Kristen Hustedy with 38.7 seconds left and a 2-point lead. She was the difference at the end. Came back with 5 quick points to give her team the lead, a 3 and a 2. She's got 12 for the game. This one will make it a 2-possession situation. And the rebound tied up, and it will stay Carlyle. A key rebound for the Lady Indians. And they'll take a timeout. Teutopolis so strong on the boards all evening, did not come up with that critical rebound. The ball actually hit the floor.
And one thing, if I'm Carlyle, I don't know that I would have taken the timeout in that situation, because it allows Dennis Custer to develop a game plan. They're going to come out of this timeout, and he's going to tell them, foul Carlyle right away, send him to the line. If they miss that first one, they're in the same position they were when Hustedy was on the line. Carlyle celebrating a little early, in my opinion. There's still 37 seconds left, and when you're playing a team like T-Town, who's had so much success over the years, you never know what they're going to do.
There's a T-Town class of 2010. And we remind you at this time, the Chicago Tribune, the official newspaper of the IHSA State Championship, so pick up a trib. The Chicago Tribune for complete coverage of Illinois high school sports. To reset the situation, Teutopolis leading most of the second half, most of this ball game, in fact, against the #1 team. Carlyle finds itself trailing by 3, and Carlyle has the ball. 36.6 on the clock for the Class A championship. Donahue to inbound. They do not guard the inbound. And quickly we get a foul. It's going to go against Ordner. And Courtney Smith will go to the line for Ordner, her first. So here a key 1-and-1 for Courtney Smith. Game high, 21 points. Her coach, Angie Gardini. The eruption from the Carlyle section. 4-point ball game. That's why she is as good as she is. 5-point game, 30 seconds, you see the clock. Swingler's got to put it up. Way wild. And all alone. That'll do it. Kristen Hustedy. 55-48. And Carlisle's going to do it twice in a row. With 1 second left on the clock, we get a foul. The celebration has begun, but there is a foul to shoot. Carlyle has done it. You look at the bench of the wooden shoes. That tells the story. But what an effort by both teams.
Undefeated at 33-0. Just an unbelievable season by the Carlyle Lady Indians. Really have to give them all credit from Courtney Smith on down.
Well, both teams send in a whole complement of substitutions. The only person who is still on the floor is the shooter for Carlyle, Leslie Dunstorf. Just to give them a little taste of the state final. There's Courtney Smith playing much of the second half with 5 fouls. With 4 fouls, rather. An even dozen for Dunstorf, who they call the most improved player on this team, and she has done it tonight. 57-48, and there it is. The madness. Phase 1. Angie Gherardini and the Carlyle Lady Indians are champs in Class A again.
How sweet it is for Carlyle and how much it probably really hurts for T-Town. Nobody likes to lose.
Dennis Kester congratulating Courtney Smith. Outstanding efforts by both teams. Teutopolis had it, but Carlyle showed why they are a #1 team. Coming back from a 4-point deficit and to win going away. Let's take a look at our Pepsi play of the game. And it is Carlyle on the attack.
Jessica Roberts, who's steady, nails a 3, really a crucial bucket.
Well,
Kristen Carlyle to go ahead.
I'm sorry, Kristen Hustedi putting Carlyle ahead 47-46. They did not trail after that. Hustedi with 3 big 3-point shots. Let's go to Eric Collins.
Thanks, Mike. We're here with Angie Gherardini. Angie, obviously, congratulations are totally deserved. Did you have some doubts going through your head?
Well, I think any time that you're behind in a ball game, you know, you may have little doubts, but this ball team has overcome so much adversity in so many games, especially in the last few weeks. You know, they've just been keeping their composure, and I can't be more proud of them than what I am.
Can you talk about back-to-back? Was it easier last year than this year? Or?
I don't know if it gets any easier, you know, going back-to-back. You know, it's difficult enough when you just win one title, but to say that you can do it back-to-back, it's just an unbelievable feeling.
Can you talk to me a little about Courtney Smith? Obviously, she picked up the 4 fouls in the middle of the 4th period, and she continued to play outstanding basketball.
Well, you know, that's just the kind of player that she is. You know, all through her high school career, you know, she just seems to be that, you know, that's just because she's that type of individual herself. You know, but I also give credit, you know, to my other girls, too, because they are the ones that, you know, also came through in the clutch.
You going to go for the 3-peat next year?
Well, you know, I'm going to enjoy this for the moment.
All right, we'll give you a couple more minutes to enjoy it. Angie, congratulations once again. Mike, take it away, sir.
Thank you, Eric. Congratulations to Angie Gherardini and the Lady Indians of Carlyle. Only 4 players scored, but boy, did they score big. We'll be back with a final word after this. Well, the podiums have been wheeled out, and right now the runner-up Teutopolis Lady Wooden Shoes are getting their second-place medals and trophy. Okay, I know you've been wondering all week, why the wooden shoes? Well, actually about 60 years ago in this town of German immigrants, a coach received some wooden shoes to celebrate a victory at Teutopolis. And ever since then, the team has been named the Wooden Shoe, the kind they wore in the old country. But they played a very modern brand of basketball here and through the season. 2 years ago, of course, the shoe was on the other foot. As Teutopolis, the wooden shoe was on the other foot, certainly, as Teutopolis won on the last second shot, and Teutopolis, no team has won more Class A titles than the Lady Shoes have. They have 5, all under Dennis Custer. But certainly the team of the mid-90s has been Carlyle. And they showed why tonight. They're the Wooden Shoes supporters.
Teutopolis, the team of the 80s. Carlyle making a case to be the team of the 90s. That's for sure.
And there's the noted coach, Dennis Custer. He is really a wonderful guy. He always quotable, always has something to say to the press, and really appreciates the fact that girls basketball is getting to be so much more popular. And honestly, he and his team are a big reason why in the state of Illinois. He has put together a 15-year career with 417 victories, only 35 defeats.
Amazing.
Just an outstanding effort. You know, he said, I don't worry about the fact that we played the second game. We're not going to be tired. We are as well conditioned as any team you will ever see in the state of Illinois.
He prepares his teams for games like this. When they start out in November, he prepares them to play in the state finals, and he tells them so. And the team sure played like it tonight. Carlyle just a little bit better. Well,
Teutopolis didn't run out of gas. It's Carlyle that just stepped on the accelerator a little harder. And there are the Lady Indians now finishing a season 33-0. They have won 48 games now without a defeat. And Angie Gherardini, 4 years, 3 state championship finals and 2 state championships. Quite a record.
She spent 10 years as the assistant coach before that, and whatever she learned as the assistant, she sure used well when she got the head job.
Ken Smith, the assistant coach. And of course, Ken Smith is the dad of Courtney Smith, and we talked about how Courtney Smith would dribble a basketball for a mile, half a mile left-handed, half a mile right-handed through the streets. Sometimes she didn't want to do it, but Dad said, hey, you want to be good, you got to pay. She did, and she has. And there is a young lady, just a freshman, showed tremendous poise, Jessica Robert. She'll be around. Some of the reserves getting medals, of course, as well. Big doings in Carlyle. Looking at the final totals for Teutopolis, again, they spread the scoring out among all of the starters. Jennifer Swingler with a dozen, including 8 very quickly in the first half, gave the team a big lift. Sarah Niebrugge with 3 points. Christina Sahi with a basket. Kayla Blummer, the sophomore, with a dozen. And Maria Niebrugge, high scorer for her team, with 17 points. A total of 48.
And after only having about 5 rebounds midway through the third quarter, Carlyle really made a late charge and totaled up 18 for the game. And Teutopolis able to have 23, but just not as effective on the boards, and Carlyle really made a strong effort. As we mentioned, only 4 players scoring for Carlyle. Dumbsdorf with 13. Erin Knuff with 7 all in the first half. Kristen Hustedy had 14. She had 8 of those in the second half, including that big 3 to put her team ahead to stay, adding a couple more baskets and a free throw. And Courtney Smith needed 31 points to become the all-time Class A tournament scorer. Didn't get that, but she got 23, and she will take that. Thank you very much. She's in the record books for so many things. She was the only player to record a triple-double in the state championship game. That she did a year ago. 3-time All-Stater. And she and Maria Niebrugge will be headed down even further south to Carbondale, and they'll be teammates for Southern Illinois. You know, that program will benefit. Not only are they terrific players, they also seem like very good people on and off the floor. Just a lot of leadership, sportsmanship, and you can just tell by the way the players act around them that they really respect what they've done for the programs.
The second place trophy to T-Town, Teutopolis. They are the runners-up And now the champions, complete with net decoration. The Lady Indians of Carlyle. They did it before, they did it tonight. Back-to-back state championships, and they did it this year undefeated. The crowd continues to cheer. We'll take one final break and be back. The band continues to play, the crowd continues to cheer, and Eric Collins has Courtney Smith.
Mike, I do have Courtney Smith, obviously the woman of the day. Courtney, congratulations, back-to-back championships. What's going through your head right now?
Relief? It's fantastic. I mean, who wouldn't want to go out in this kind of a style, you know? Back-to-back state championships, an undefeated season. It's a dream come true for me, and I think everybody else on the team. It's been a joy all 4 years, and being up here 3 times and winning it the last 2. It's amazing.
How worried were you when you picked up that 4th foul in the 4th period?
I was pretty worried. It was, you know, something not thinking when I got my 4th foul. I knew I had 3, and when I picked up my 4th one, I'm like, that was stupid. But you know, I knew I had to watch it for the rest of the game. But the rest of the team picked it up, and it was a team effort today. It wasn't just one person, it was the whole team giving every ounce of their heart tonight.
And what do you think about Maria Nieverdi?
Maria, she's a great person. I can't wait till next year playing with her as a teammate. I think we can do a lot of great things for Carbondale next year, and I can't wait.
We look forward to seeing wonderful things out of you. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Take care, Courtney. Courtney Smith, of course. How about we send it to Mike Lederman, of course.
All right, Eric, good job. Well, what can you say? The score was tied after 1 quarter, 34-30. Teutopolis led by 4 at half. They built the lead, still a 2-point lead going into the 4th quarter. But then Carlyle put on the press at the end, and even though it was a 9-point game, it was not a 9-point game.
It was Courtney Smith and company, a little Lindsey Dumbsdorf, little Aaron Knuff, just a lot of Carlyle. And you just have to tip your hat off to Carlyle, what they've done this season, and Teutopolis, a great effort, and just Carlisle's day, and great way to cap the weekend with 2 of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, we expected a good one, and we got it, that's for sure. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, next Saturday we'll be back. We'll have Class AA competition. The championships, the IHSA Girls Class AA, the semifinals starting at 11 o'clock. We'll have the 2 semis, and then at 8:30, we'll have the championship game. Once again, the final score tonight, Carlyle defeating Teutopolis for the Class A title, 57-48. For Bridget Toomey, I'm Mike Lederman saying so long from Redbird Arena in Normal. The preceding has been an exclusive presentation of Sports Channel, so let's take it right back now to JB and Stephanie Rivera in the studio.